Swallowed Push, and we have this new project we're starting because we just got this new camper right behind us, and we're gonna try to build it up and upgrade it to make it look so new. Because right now it's kind of in bad shape. But that's what we're gonna do. And if you can see, I mean, the paint job already on it is okay, but what we plan on doing is making a blue stripe on the side of it. Gonna make it chrome wheels too. This doesn't have no power, so we're trying to get power on it right now, and we're getting kind of close. I don't know what happened to the door, but I think someone ripped it out. The back side of it. And then trying to get electrocuted there.
No, I just wanted to see some leak sparks up here.
Oh yeah. This did not have carpet, but we kind of just made some carpet ourselves.
Yeah, I was the one who freaking stapled it in. Yeah, I put like 20 staples in there, so it's not coming out.
We cleaned all the floor and Windexed everything. Vacuumed everything because it was really dirty. We cleaned the sink, even inside all these drawers. But when we were cleaning, it was snowing. So we put these outside and they got snowed on. And then the wood kind of got warped, if you can see right here. It doesn't fit back in its spot. Because before, this had a whole bunch of nasty stuff in it, but it's all cleaned out now though. I don't know what we're going to do with those, and same with this mattress. It's in the way. It's all old and disgusting, but we need to get this out of here. Get a new one in. And it runs! So that's a plus. And no power. I'm in the bathroom. It's all cleaned. This is only stage 1. Actually stage 2, because we did clean everything inside.
If we wanted, we could turn this into a camper that's worth 50 grand and then sell it.
I don't know about that, but you have to paint it with gold.
Yeah, we're making a golden camper.
Yeah.
Everything in it is golden, imagine that. The stove, everything. Would you pay money for that?
No.
What? What
I just want something to work.
Fine.
I am helping my boys on this project here. Bought this camper for $900. 50,000 miles on it, but it's sat, of course, and so it needs things. It needs lots of things. It's going to be a project, but I'm aware of this. I've done this before. It's going to need a complete tune-up. All the fluids change. It might need brake cylinders because, you know, when they set, all that stuff happens. And of course it needs some TLC. The roof is good though, and that's amazing for this year. It's a 1977 Dodge Sportsman. It's got a lot going for it. It's got a fridge that's old style propane fridge, which is really nice to have because you don't have to run it with electricity. The batteries always go down really fast on these RVs, even when you got 2 batteries. And over here, the seller didn't tell me this, but somebody had stolen all the copper wire, just yanked it out. So we're trying to figure out how to rewire everything. We've been having problems figuring that out, but I finally got an idea what's wrong, which I'll show you inside here. The power inverter, which is right here. The guy I bought it from said it was smoking when he plugged it in. So what that means, it's really dirty and it might need some new like capacitors or some things in it. And we did test it. We tested it with a VOHM meter and found there is power going to it. I'm going to bypass some of it because this is all 12-volt system here. And so we need to bypass that just to get lights in here anyhow. But it's got a lot going for it. There was no cushions back here. We're going to have to find some cushions. If you look over here, I've lived in these before. I know a lot about old RVs. I've restored more than one of them. This right here, how this happens, it's not the windows leaking per se. What it is when it's really cold, condensation gets on the windows and it'll get ice like a 1/4 inch thick, and over months of doing that, that's what happens. It runs down and it destroys a wall. But we can fix all that really easy. And somebody took off the caps here, so I got plywood on the top of the vents. Bathroom's in excellent condition. It's been winterized, so what that means is the pipes are not frozen, so we don't have to replumb it or anything, which is a really big deal. And it does start. The tranny, when you put it in reverse, it kind of stutters a little bit, and I truly believe it's just low on fluid. But the dipstick is missing. Somebody stuck a transmission temperature sensor in there, so. But it needs a complete tune-up. Plugs, wires, points, belts, you name it. It needs all that. But it does run. It starts. And one thing I will say about these old vehicles, this happened to me, I learned the hard way on the last one, is that the carburetors are not meant for the new fuel, which has alcohol in it, ethanol, and it eats up the gaskets. So somewhere I got to find a conditioner for the gaskets, so that won't happen, because the gaskets will go and then the carburetor will leak and it can cause a fire, stuff like that. And also it's got a rumbling zoom, zoom, zoom in the back and the rear end, and we figured out, if you look here, there was a bunch of grease on here and oil, and so I'm pretty sure the bearing, the wheel bearing on this axle on this side is bad, and there's probably not a lot of fluid in there, and so first thing I'm going to do is put fluid in it. That's something that needs to be dealt with for sure. The tires are decent on it, I got a little space almost. All the key latches, they're like welded up, a lot of them, so need to work them or get new ones, because they just get old and tired, and they rust up. But overall, it's in really good condition. Just, you got fading going on here. We're going to paint this black again. And it needs a wiper blade. It needs things. Headlight. And these are like older tail lights, maybe, or like running lights, and I need to find more there. This is important. Okay, when these things get stored, I almost lost a camper one time. What happens, and it happened here too, you inspect this. You don't run no fridge, you don't run nothing until you check, okay? If you look in here, go ahead and look in here. A hornet's nest has built up in the furnace. See it? See it all? And what'll happen is squirrels and different animals will get in there and they will build nests inside your camper, and they love to go in the vents. And so when you start up your fridge or something, it's like kindling it, it's like it'll start. I almost lost a camper. Immediately it was on fire. Luckily I had a bucket of dog water to pour on it, but it was going up fast. So you got to make sure all this is clean. There's a lot about this camper that you didn't realize. But overall, it's in good shape. You need new tail lights because the plastic is like broke. If you look close, you can see on both of them, plastic is broke. And somebody dented that ladder, but it still works. We're taking this thing camping, It don't have to be perfect. You're a king up in the mountains when you got something like this instead of a tent. Trust me. Hot water heater here. I got to inspect all this before I turn anything on to make sure there's no nests or anything in here. Probably need some new mirrors, it'd be easier. But for now, maybe we'll just spray some aluminum paint on them, chrome paint. It's going to be a project though. It'll probably take about $3,000 really to get this thing running right. Everything working, probably $3,000, and a lot of parts I'm gonna have to find online. We're gonna have to find them at junkyards, cushions and things. You could probably have them custom made. But yeah, this is gonna be a runner when it's done. So this is the first step. And if you want to ask me, I know a lot about these. I know I've rebuilt furnaces. I've rebuilt these things from the ground up. So pretty much. And what this has got going for it, the roof is in excellent condition. If you're going to buy one of these, if the roof is bad, don't even bother with it. And upkeep the roof so important.